From the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee.
She's Jazz.
And he's Josh.
And you just tuned into the conversation.
From the Bon Jovi concert.
Bolden, and she's Jasmine Van, and this month on the conversation you can see we're not in our normal locations.
No, we're not.
Not on the University of Memphis campus at all. So we're here at the FedEx Forum. Why don't you tell them why?
As you can see, we're here at the FedEx Forum hours before the Bon Jovi concert. Who gets a chance to see the beginning stages, prop production, setup? Look at all of this. All of this is going to be cleared out, beautiful, nice setup at the end of the night.
Before the makeup, before the wardrobe, before the sound check, before the seats fill with thousands of screaming fans, the staff of over 100 must start putting the pieces of the puzzle together.
We are in the final production stage of the Bon Jovi concert. As you can see, there's a lot of technical things that go along with the production of a great show. If you see over here, a moment ago, all of this was on the floor. We had no idea that it would all be in the air. This just goes to show how much we know about the hard work that really goes into producing a show. This stage here to our left is actually going to be swept under all of this. Hours from now, this entire arena will be filled with fans from across the nation who love Bon Jovi. Look at all of this. As a ticket holder, would you even believe that all of this went into such a wonderful production? Production started at 6 this morning. They expect to be done around 3:30 or 4 o'clock, and that's when everything else starts to really come together. We are here with Montana Deskins, an employee or one of the many people that bring this great show together. So tell me about your job.
So what we have here, we do video on the show. The video is what you see on these Venetians up here. It's they're columns that come together off of the truss, and they come down, they expand, they come together. Also behind the stage there are robots. That robot arms come up, and they also have LED walls. It's kind of there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 robots there. You see right?
Oh, okay, I see.
And right there to the left of everything, those are actually the screens that attach to that, and the arms go up, and they have our images as well as the Venetians up there.
Wow.
In the center. Also, there's side screens up there. Those are regular screens like at a movie theater.
Oh,
those white ones, those are for people up there who are really high up there that can't really see the show. Gives them our images as well. There's 9 cameras on the show. We can go back here to the stage.
All right.
This is the stage where the dollies fit onto. The gears are right here, so everything is motor driven.
So technical, guys.
Okay. And these are the dollies right here that go around the track on the stage. This is the A stage and this is the B stage. And they go around. The camera goes right here, and these televate up and down.
Right.
And the wheels roll along inside of the track. So it's pretty cool. Everything is what John wanted on this tour was not to be distracted by camera ops. So everything that we do is
you got me a clear layout on the stage, left side.
Let's have 3 of you guys go to the other side, please.
Okay.
You guys to the right.
You have some hands-on experience. You're going to push the stage into position.
What is a stage without the element that gives a performer his shine?
So this entire show is run with these two hands and calling the spotlights, and it's a bit of a walking chew gum situation, but it's just, you get used to it. It's like anything. And the other thing is that we have 75 songs programmed in this console. Typically, when I was out with other artists before this, it would be 20 to 25 songs. So we're 50 songs over the normal amount of songs programmed in a lighting console. It's pretty crazy. As far as learning everything, when I got the gig, I had about a month and a half worth of prep time to learn all the music, and I listened to Bon Jovi nonstop, every single song that he had. Well, I'm sure it wasn't every single song, but it was as close as possible to every single song, to make sure that I knew as soon as that song started, I knew the song name. So within 4 beats, I needed to be able to say, "That's going to be my baby," or "That's Lost Highway," or, because at any given moment on stage, you can say to the band, "I don't want to play this song, I want to play this," and I have to go and hit that button. I have to hit, one of these buttons to put me into the next song. We had about 6 weeks worth of prep time or so with the systems. We did, I think, the two of us, he'll talk to him next. He's got all the cool video stuff. We did 3 to 4 weeks in a studio out in California where it looked like NASA Mission Control. We had, it was crazy, we had computers with huge flat screen monitors with a program called Maya. They're going to be sound checking for a while. So if you want to get in closer, you can. So they had a program called Maya where they were actually doing all the computer animation for the robots and programming the robot moves. And then we had our setup, which is these 2 consoles and a bunch of big flat screen monitors with a WYSIWYG program. And the entire system was set into WYSIWYG so that we could be programming the lights without actually having a lighting rig in place. He was also in there with his consoles, programming all the video stuff with a very similar setup. And then we had all of our video media servers and everything in there as well. It was a huge room and it was crazy. I did not feel nearly nerdy enough to be in there when I got there, but somehow I'm still here. We then took the system, or we took our console into an arena out in Tacoma, Washington, where it was just the lighting rig and the video rig, no stage, and we programmed there for a couple weeks. So fixing all those focus positions I was showing you with the white lights in the audience, fixing all those, reprogramming songs, making sure that everything looked good in real time with what we came with WYSIWYG. And we moved into the venue we did our first show in, and we were there for probably 2 weeks. So it might have been a week and 2 weeks, maybe 6, I don't know. And did band rehearsals and programmed even more. And it's a lot of staying up all night because we work best when it's dark. So, we would come in at like 7 o'clock at night and leave at 8 o'clock in the morning the next day. Running on 5-hour energy shots, Red Bull, and lots of coffee. And that's typically the way we start every tour out. Like when we started out the stadium room, we had to go back in and do the same thing but with a completely different system. So that's the worst part, is just the mornings.
So did you major in this, or?
I started in the business with a production company in New Hampshire doing lighting, and then ended up going to get my degree in theater lighting at Emerson College of Boston. So, you gotta get a college degree these days. It's like an extension of high school. You just kind of have to, whether it be a technical school or liberal arts. It's something to fall back on. I could teach someday if I want to. So I don't feel happy, but I also learned a lot about living away from the parents those years. Any questions?
Who's up here during the show? How many people?
It would be me and my guardian angel, as I call him, Jeremy. He controls, he fixes stuff. I never even know if there's a light breaking. I don't even know it goes down because he's on it like that. Or talking to the guys backstage to make sure we're ready. Then we have Jason over here controlling video, he'll talk to in a second. So there's really 3 of us, and then people tend to come and go, just checking up on the show. Photographer sometimes comes up here, takes pictures. you open up that iris too much, you're letting in too much light, right?
Yeah.
So you really got to make sure that your levels are proper. Now there's a guy backstage shading cameras all night long, controlling that iris measurement on every single one of those cameras. But obviously I'm not going to be a jerk to him and not pay attention to him, so I'm going to make sure my levels are always pretty normal. It gets a little difficult because it's a live situation. You've got tons of different types of lighting situations. Like this is very dark and moody. So it's going to look very different to him backstage. So yeah, I mean, we're constantly driving up and taking down the key light levels on this console for the band because they don't have spotlights. John's the only one that has spotlights on this stage. So I'm constantly telling Jeremy, more Hugh, less Hugh, more David, less David, more Tico, less Tico, all night long. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a little crazy. It's like listening to.
You're like a TV producer that runs like a news show.
Yeah, exactly. If you were listening on a headset to me calling spotlights and talking to Jeremy, it would be very much like if you were listening to a director calling cameras. Very, very similar. Very similar. And at the same time, that director is pushing buttons to change different cameras that are going to program, right? Same thing here. I'm hitting buttons to make the lighting scenes change. So.
During the show, is there anybody above you, or are you like the top person?
I'm the lighting director. I'm in charge of lighting. The person above me would be, it'd be Jesse, our production manager, easily, and then obviously John Roger.
Cool.
So I guess there's a couple other rungs in there, but I don't know. None of them really pay attention to the lighting, they just kind of let me do my job. They're very particular about what they want, but I always try to give it to them because I don't want to disappoint. Complacency kills. Remember, complacency kills. It's a very big one. That's saying in life anyway.
Next to the performers themselves, it's an essential part of any stage performance.
Alright, so we are here in the wardrobe room of Bon Jovi, and you kind of see the personal items up here.
They make it like home.
Yeah.
No, we advance.
So this is David Bryan, and if anybody knows anything about David Bryan, he wrote the music. He wrote part of the music for the musical Memphis, the Broadway play that was nominated for 8 Tonys.
This is part of the riot.
And over here,
and this is Tico, I think. I want to say this is Tico. Yeah, this is Tico.
No, it's that. Well, like different guys, like different things.
They requested already.
beautiful family. Very personal, just like home, on the road.
One of the guys came in.
And this
must be. Has to be.
Oh, so they've already been here?
I do this every single day.
Bon Jovi himself.
It has to be.
It is. It's on the side of the
You see it?
It's on the side.
Oh, I thought you was just leaving from it. Oh, okay.
Bon Jovi himself.
It's just like ginseng, but it's in pure form. It's just ginseng. You know what ginseng does?
I never had ginseng.
Just like home.
Yeah, just like home. Home has a big old shower right there. Okay.
How did you get into wardrobe?
I started off, let's see, rewind it a little bit. I was doing television. I was a production assistant, and the stylist didn't show up for work that day, and so they didn't have any clothes for the people in the commercial. So the producer looked at me and said, "You look like you can shop. We need this, go hurry, go as fast as you can." I said, "Oh, okay." So I guess I did an okay job of it, and they started hiring me to do more styling on commercials. And I was also working at House of Blues in Orlando, and I was just doing backstage production work and catering. And one of the bands came to me, like, "We're gonna make it big. We're gonna take you on the road." Whatever. And a year later, they made it big. And they called me up to see if I wanted to go out and do wardrobe for them and the shop for them.
Out of the blue, or you kept in touch with them?
I kept in touch with one of the guys, the tour manager. I actually saw him at a concert. And he was like, "Well, they're getting bigger, they're selling more albums." And they called me up a few days later to go shop for them, get some of their stuff ready for some shows they were doing with Metallica, and then they started their tour, and I went on tour with them. That was Creed in '99.
Crazy.
And then
So you choose their outfits without necessarily their consent, or how?
Oh, no. You don't, there's very few times where somebody goes on stage where they don't like what they wear. But that's when they are not the artist, they are the hired musician or the hired dancer. When I worked for Prince, we had these suits that he loved. It was short on one side and long like a tuxedo jacket on the other. And hated it. They would be like, tonight, Prince, when we would have to get him dressed, he would say, okay, tonight, man is going to be wearing this. And he would say it, and that's what we would dress him in. So I put it out, and the band guys would come in, and I go, man, I don't want to wear that. Go tell him, I don't care. You don't want to do it? Go tell him that. So, anyway, that was one of the things the guys would always complain about, but they had to wear it because that's what he said. So, dancers, they don't get a choice. They may not like it, but that's what they have to wear. But band guys, I think it's always whatever it's going to make them comfortable, you know. One of the guys, he doesn't necessarily want to wear a jacket on stage, but he knows it looks good, so he suffers to look good on stage. And the other one will only wear a black t-shirt and jeans, because they want to be comfortable, they don't care what they look like. But we always try and make sure they have enough stuff in their cases. So they're comfortable, they look good. Richie, he likes to change hats a lot. He has his own clothing line even, so he has a lot of custom-made clothes in his cases.
If you don't mind me asking, is your job salaried, or is it based off of the gigs that you get? Or like the people that you style, do they pay you?
I'm salary. I'm salary, but
are you allowed to have people on the side that you style? Like, say, for instance, if Derek Silver wanted you to style her, do you have that opportunity?
I can do anything that doesn't interfere with my job outside of this job. Say when we're on a break, we're paid a retainer. So that means when you are away from here, you get paid half salary. That means you know you're coming back to us. So when we're on that break, if I got hired to do a commercial or a music video, I could do it. But this happened to me in the past. I got hired to do a commercial, and all of a sudden the band had to decide to go to this award ceremony. So I had to quit the commercial, because my first priority is them, plus they're paying me a salary. You know, if I chose to do the commercial and not go back on tour with them and say I'm not going to go do that, then I'd have to basically give back all of that retainer I was getting paid and not get the work that was coming out. Right. If that makes sense. But you had asked me who else I worked for. Last one I did before this was Lenny Kravitz, and then I was on Michael Jackson, This Is It before that, and then Jennifer Hudson and Robin Thicke before that, Madonna.
So you met MJ before you passed. What was that like?
We didn't meet, like, nobody ever went up and said hi. My name is Gabby. He saw me, we knew who each other were, you know. He's the sweetest person. Anything, you know, everything everybody says about him being very nice, very humble, what you saw in the movie, that was true. So I'm honored to even have the opportunity. And I wish everybody else could see the show, because it was pretty amazing.
Who did you have those songs?
So that's a trick. It's not a trick question, but it's everybody's different for different things. I have fun working for this band because it's like family and you have a good time, and it is like a family, so we keep in touch outside of the tour. Creatively, I've had the most fun working with Prince because he's a perfectionist and is challenging, and he can throw little things at you that, you know, it's just a very fun, creative environment. So that's fun. Michael Jackson was fun because you knew you were going to be a part of history. And getting everything coming together, that was fun. And then I've had fun on other smaller tours just because it's just fun for different reasons. So the most fun, I can't say. I can tell you who the first time was.
Smaller than where you have those two. Like,
I have to say, like everybody says, oh, when I did a band tour, when I did this tour, I haven't done anything really that small because wardrobe is kind of a luxury position. There's a lot of guys out there. They're necessary for the show or not. You're going to have to be a pretty established artist in order to get wardrobe, or at least to get wardrobe that's going to pay enough that I'm going to do it. I've been doing it too long to kind of work for some of the people who go out and work for a couple $100 a week or something.
Where are you from?
Live in Nashville. I'm originally from Louisiana.
Are you like one of the few girls working? Like, because we were talking about, we haven't seen that many like women on the tour so far.
There is Dawn and myself. Dawn's been here the longest, then me. We have Meg, who's the production coordinator. We have Cindy, who's in charge of ticketing. We have Sooner, who is the LD, and that's a rare thing. I mean, our wardrobe, most wardrobe people are female. A lot of production coordinators are female, but LDs are usually men. And she's very rare. She's very young and she's talented. So Sooner's one you're gonna have to go meet in a little while. Kendra, who does the the fan club tours. I think that's it. Oh, we're getting a new female as well. Erin, I think is her name. And she's going to be doing fan club tours as well.
So what was your major when you were in college?
Speech communication, public speaking. Because it was easy. But the way I look at it is that it helped me keep my jobs in a lot of times because I could BS my way out of situations with my public speaking skills. My second job ever was Prince. And they're like, do you have to know how to sew? I said, no, I can't sew. I told them that, I cannot sew. I'm like, okay, we'll hire you anyway. First thing they wanted me to do was alter about 12 outfits for the backup singers. Okay, so I'd seen it done before, so I kind of faked my way through it, and they're like, there's so much stuff to do, I can't do it all by myself. Why don't we hire a tailor? I'm like, oh, good idea. Somehow I kept
And that was your second job out of college?
No, my second job touring.
Oh.
My first job out of college, I worked for MTV, and then I waited tables at Disney for a long time trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So, because if you guys, good for you if you can go and do exactly what you want to do out of college. To me,
it's probably worse now than it was then.
Well, I mean, you guys have my degree was bullshit, because what are you going to get a job public speaking actually straight out of college? But it helped me and it educated me in different things. But to me, knowing exactly what you're going to do at such a young age and then doing it for the rest of your life, it's a big decision. Because there's a lot of people who, you know, have done what they wanted to do for years, and then probably 20 years after they get out of college, realize this isn't exactly what I want to do, I'm going to come do something else. And that there's a lady that does the video crew, like those guys. She's a lawyer, but she didn't want to be a lawyer anymore, so she quit practicing law and now runs a video camera. You know, you never know.
Did she get back to school, or she just started doing it as a hobby?
What, video? She started doing it, she was dating someone that did it, that was a video guy. So she kind of had been around it enough and started learning. I guess she picked it up very well.
Production, lighting, wardrobe, and so much more all come together to create
Conversation. I'm Joshua Bolden.
And I'm Jasmine Bambi.
For more exclusive backstage footage and more conversations, visit theconversation.weebly.com. And keep the conversation going by tweeting us at NABJCombo or find us on Facebook by searching keyword The Conversation.